Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. My name is Katelyn, and today we are continuing the 100 Dragon Challenge. So for today, since it's number 75, I thought we could do a fun special one, I guess. And I've gotten a lot of comments asking for me to draw me as a dragon. So real quick, let's do a pan back to early middle school to high school Katelyn, when I was at the peak of my nerdiness. I feel like I am still very nerdy, but I feel there was just that special, you know, that young adult, like teenager level of nerdiness. And I drew this OC dragon of mine, and it was just a thing that I drew as myself, I guess. It was before I knew what a fursona was, so I guess this is the closest thing to that. And I did it for everything. When Josh and I started dating, he was a fox, I was a dragon. And yeah, I had a lot of kind of cringy ones where I was very edgy and emo, and I thought I was like the dragon lover ninja because that was my username online. Yep, yeah, go ahead and laugh. You can tell, yeah, I liked dragons. And it even got to the point where I would draw like the aspects of the dragon on me. So it's been a very, I guess, important character to younger me. I haven't really drawn this OC in a long time, so you know, I thought this would be an opportunity to give her a bit of a facelift and kind of update her look overall and have it kind of match my newer adult aesthetic, I guess. So the nice thing with kind of redesigning an old character is you kind of have at least a place to start and a base point. And I wanted to keep a lot of the aspects similar but different. First of all, I still wanted to keep that like Asian lung style dragon, I guess, or like a furry European dragon. It was kind of a mix of both, I guess. I just was really digging the style of both types of dragons, so I'm like, let's just combine them. Looking back, the wings were like non-existent, so probably didn't help my dragonfly at all, but you know, I just wanted to keep the overall look and design still kind of similar, but update it both for my look art-wise and for me, my look personally. So one of the things I remember back in the day I hated doing was any type of curls or like in-depth hair texture. As you could have probably seen on some of the old ones, it was just a lot of like, all right, let's make a lot of weird jagged triangles for hair, done. So I wanted to kind of update that and in a way show my curly hair and also make it look like a little bit like me, but yeah, kind of, it's a weird combo. Like, it's not as dense of curls as my hair, because that would have been a little much, personally, I would have thought, for a dragon mane. But I was like, hey, we're gonna add some curls, and I think it's gonna work well for it. I think it's gonna look sick. So with the concept done, it was time to jump in and do the final sketch, and I wanted to make sure that you could see the whole character design in general. My first thought was I really honed in on the face because I'm going to talk a lot about myself in this episode, so be prepared. One of the things that I find myself, I guess, being related to is someone who like smiles and laughs a lot, and I think I bring a lot of joy to a room, at least how my friends tell me. But I wanted to make sure my dragon was like really happy and smiling and looking like they were excited to be a dragon. So I wanted to make sure to hone in on the face and kind of give it like that big toothy grin, and also have similar aspects to how I drew my old dragon. So I really got locked in on that. And then I wanted the overall body to be shown so I could get all the detailing in. And then I upped the size of the wings a bit because a lot of the ones back in the day, I did little tiny wings on it. I mean, I had a chibi one where, you know, that's a kind of expected for chibi, like little miniature drawings of things. But yeah, I kind of changed a couple of the design aspects and just kind of accentuated a few with them as well. And so with the line art, you can see I have a couple of details here. I'm gonna address them now, like, as well, before we get into the coloring. So one of the changes that I made to the face, like I said, I added the extra curly hair. I also added a couple of like earrings to the ears. I do have pierced ears just on the lobes, but I've always dreamed about having earrings like up on the top of the ears, like a couple of rings. and I'm planning on actually getting that done here in a couple of months. So this is kind of like my idealized self as a dragon. I'm like, give me all those fucking earrings in my ear. Yeah, let's go. And then I also added a couple of like freckles to the face as well, which will come into play later in the coloring, because I don't have like a super freckled face, but I do have a lot on my nose and under my eyes, like near my cheeks. They're a little bit harder to see when I'm like recording a YouTube video because the lights kind of get rid of them, and they're not like super dense, and there's not like a ton of really dark ones, so a little bit harder to see, but they're there. And I thought it'd be kind of cute to add some cute freckles on the face. And as you can see, a ton of curls on that mane. I did one main curl kind of in the middle of the forehead because I call it my Clark Kent. There's one curl that just does not want to agree with the rest of my hair, and it just kind of jumps out and hangs out on my forehead a lot, and it is a struggle. So I was like, you know what, we're gonna embrace it, and we're gonna put it on there, and that's what the dragon curl is gonna be. And for those of you who didn't understand the reference, Clark Kent, aka Superman, because whenever he transforms into Superman, he's like, here, let me put this one curl on my forehead and take my glasses off, and all of a sudden I'm Superman. So that's why I call it my Clark Kent. Oh, and this part, it's gonna look awkward because I'm erasing kind of awkwardly. I tried a new eraser and it was a mess. It was an absolute mess. There were so many like little fragments everywhere, and I just tried my best to clean it up, so I had to kind of awkwardly brush it and erase it and all that. It was a great time. I loved it. After the erasing was done, I added some line depth to help certain aspects pop out a little bit more. I knew this was also going to be a darker colored dragon overall, just based off of my original design, so I was like, I need to add some dark lines to help differentiate some dimension. I didn't know how much they'd get lost, because at this point I didn't really know what colors I wanted to do. But with the line art done, it was time to jump in and get those colors figured out. So in my original dragon, it was black, red, and yellow. I still absolutely love black and red. They're some of my favorite colors, and I wear a lot of black. Like, I would say most of my wardrobe is black, and it's funny, total side tangent, fun note, is I wear so much black in kind of the more, not like punk look, because I'm not full punk, but it's to the point that I've fooled some people into thinking I'm a hard ass, but I'm actually like a total softie. So, fun fact, if you don't know me super well, and I guess I've fooled some people into thinking I'm some badass, but I'm like, no, I'm a fucking teddy bear. And then I also added some orange into this as well, because I wanted to kind of change the main color a bit. You know, we had the really bright red hair in my previous iteration of this character, and so I really wanted to add more like the orangey color to kind of match how my hair naturally looks now. Okay, well, not naturally. I enhance it. I dye my hair slightly red because I really want to be like a more redhead, because naturally I'm kind of like a dirty blonde, brownish red. So there's red in there, but I was like, I'm just gonna go full redhead. And so the new mane for the dragon, I didn't want it to just be solid red. I really wanted some oranges in there, and orange is also one of my favorite colors, so I'm gonna add it into this dragon design. So for this part, I originally made the freckles this reddish color because I thought it would be cute, but it both ended up looking like pimples and like, I don't know, what is that doll? There's this rag doll, yeah, the rag doll that has like the little red dots for the freckles. I didn't like it. The combo of those two, and I was like, nope, let's do little cute dark black freckles, and it worked a lot better for that. And then in the original design, the dragon was completely like really dark black color, and I didn't want to do that for this illustration. I kind of wanted it to be a lighter grayish, like warm gray. And so I thought that worked out really well for this one, and I kind of like it because it reminds me of like a hyena vibe, and I freaking love hyenas. So I'm like, ooh, this is working great. I love hyenas. This is giving me like a cool like hyena dragon vibe. I'm really digging this, and I was really digging the color update overall, and it gave me a little bit of room to push some of those darker darks and lighter lights, because if it was black, I think I would have lost some of the detailing and just the look overall. So And I think it plays well with the oranges and the reds. Like, it's not as harsh of a contrast like in my old ones. I mean, I'm not saying I'm against really dark black and really vibrant red. I'm not against those colors at all, but this one just feels like much more of a mature character design, I guess. It just feels more well-rounded in terms of its colors and its design. And I think this was a really great improvement step. A lot of the art that I showed you guys from earlier was, I'm gonna say, like 2010 and older. So probably between 2005, 2010 is when I drew some of them. A lot of them actually had the dates like on them, I think. But yeah, I mean, this is a great opportunity to show you guys, like, with time and practice and improvement, a lot can change. Like, I drew my dragons completely different back in the day. I mean, I'm still honestly completely obsessed with dragons, as you can tell, and that hasn't changed over the years. But I've changed a lot, and my art's changed a lot. Just looking back, even, oh my gosh, I got so reflective before this video, guys. Like, I was looking through some old photos of myself to find the ones I put at the beginning of the video, and I was like, wow, I was a completely different person back in the day. Because I know there's a lot of you that watch this that are either like younger or like in high school or maybe entering college, and you're kind of discovering stuff about yourself. You're figuring yourself out and seeing like what type of art you like and trying to figure out ways to improve. And to that I say, you know, just take your time, and, you know, things will come naturally and change. Like I said, I was a completely different person back then. I feel there's certain aspects of me that are still very similar, but I'm not the same person I was in like high school and college. And then my art's completely changed too. So there's always room to change and grow in terms of like who you are and with your art, and don't feel like you need to change for anyone. Like, embrace who you are, embrace who you want to be, and you will grow naturally into the person you want to be. Like, I always wanted to be like a huge nerd that dressed like a punk, but my mom back in the day didn't really want me to buy those type of clothes. But now I'm like, I found a nice middle ground of like a punk hipster. I guess that's kind of my feel and my vibe. And then I still love dragons. I still love being a nerd. I'm still a huge nerd. I never grew out of that. I mean, I don't wear fedoras all the time like I used to. That did not last. That trend did not stay around very long. But yeah, I've changed, but also kind of stayed the same. And it's kind of fun to look at that, because when I was thinking about designing this for this video, I was like, is there anything I want to really change about this dragon? What if I just do an overhaul and completely make a new dragon for myself? And I don't know if it was the nostalgia of the old dragon, or maybe the attachment to it, or maybe just on the inside I'm still very much the same, but I didn't want to change much. I still wanted to look at this and be like, oh yeah, that's the same OC character that I made back in the day, and to have them still correlate and relate to each other, it just felt right to do that. I didn't want to completely make a new me, you know? I'm still me. It's changed over the years. My look has changed, my personality has changed, my art has changed, lots has changed over the years, but I still felt very connected to this character, and I feel this new design still is very reminiscent of the old, but feels very much like me now, and I was so thrilled with it. So I really enjoyed this one. I hope you guys had fun listening to this as well and watching me draw little OC me, but I really liked how this turned out. But, you know, let's go ahead and look at your guys' dragons from last week as well. So first up, Scorching Shadow. I think this was really cool and creative that you kind of made the tail look like a second head. That's super fun, like really cool design idea. And then A Master 14, I really love the colors of yours and the design overall. I love the chameleon touches throughout the whole thing. And then everyone else who made the Libra dragons, I really like your diverse like uses. We had like a sun and like a moony cloud dragon, and like one that looks like the lady with the scales and the blindfold. I forgot what she's called, Lady Justice or something, but I really liked your guys' design. So if you would like to make a you dragon, a dragon based off of you, please post it on Twitter or Instagram with the hashtag KM100dragons. And as a heads up, I probably should have mentioned this earlier in the video, but I'll post it on the community tab. I'm going to be moving the dragons to once a month They're not performing as well on YouTube, but I don't want to give it up. It's just like the algorithm is really hurting me when a video isn't doing well. So I'm going to move these to the first week of every month. It'll be the first Friday of every month, and we're going to finish this challenge. I know it's going to be less videos per month of dragons, but I am going to finish this freaking challenge. But anyway, thank you guys again so much for stopping by and checking out this video, and I cannot wait to see your dragons. I'll see you guys later. Bye, everybody.